The other thing that I've been playing, I'm about 3.5 to 4 hours into Halo Infinite now, which so far has been a game of two halves, where the first half of it was really dull corridor type shooting, that I was like, what am I doing here? Who is enjoying this? It's kind of a slug with characters that I don't care about. And then it then becomes basically a like Far Cry open world, infiltrate base camps, blow shit up, sort of open world style type of game. And I don't know if it's a case of I haven't played one of those types of games for a while, or just there's something about the way that Halo's doing it. But so far with that, I'm having a really good time with it. I'm really enjoying that part of it.
I think doing that kind of game with something where, like, I always loved the feel of Halo games, even if, like, some of the more recent entries, like the story and the repetitiveness of some of the levels really wears on me. I still think the core gameplay feels good, and being able to pivot that core gameplay into like basically a whole new genre of game. Like, I kind of understand why that first couple of hours is there, because maybe when you're making such a pivot, you still want to be like, we need to put some stuff in here that's like the traditional, this is just classic Halo, running around shooting some stuff for a while. I kind of would have, like you, Mark, appreciate it more if they just went, boom, game starts, here we go, and it's like this from the beginning. Yeah. But I also probably understand that, like, we're not Halo guys by any stretch of the imagination, so maybe people enjoyed getting the band back together for that first couple of hours.
But the thing as well is, like, I actually have never really enjoyed the kind of the gameplay of Halo. Like, as a first-person shooter, now admittedly I haven't spent that much time with them, but one thing that really annoys me, and even in the open world sections, the fact that you can only hold two guns or two weapons really does my head in, because so far the enemies I've come across, it's been pretty binary. It's either like, okay, you can just kill them with a normal weapon, or they have some sort of plasma shield, and so you need to use a plasma weapon first. And so the kind of like the chess part of it that I think, in comparison to something like Doom, it's really binary in comparison. But it's like, well, past that then, if I pick up like a rocket launcher, there's no point in me using it because it only has like two like rockets in it, and then I'm gonna have to pick up another weapon anyway. I'd rather just have a weapon that has more ammo, that if I get caught in a crossfire, I actually have a gun to use and I have the ammunition for. So that is that's been annoying me. But when you get into the open world section, because you're usually, when you end up in a fight with a bunch of enemies, you're on like a base camp anyway, so there's more than enough weapons that if your one runs out, you're gonna, you're in a pretty good place to find more. It's pretty tough. Like, I'm only playing on normal, but the first base camp I got to, there was one section where a couple of like these elite guards with energy swords just kept wrecking my shit every time, to the point that I went, you know what, fuck this, I'm gonna go do something else. And because it's an open world game so far, I'm afforded that luxury. The Mongoose, the vehicle that you have to drive to start with, it uses that. I think Halo games have always done it where they control using the two analog sticks instead of having like a right. It's a really weird approach. It does kind of work.
It's kind of like it's dumb and it's broken, but I'm kind of like, I almost don't want them to ever fix it, because it's just like there's nothing like, okay, when it happens a bunch of times it's annoying, but there's nothing quite compared to the hilarity of the first time you careen off a cliff,
which just happened several times. It just immediately, as soon as I start trying to drive one, I feel like I've been teleported back to like 2006. I'm like, how are you still using this control scheme to drive? But it's not terrible, and the level design so far is kind of, it's big and open enough that it's fine. And I like that only with the few areas that I've cleared so far, I'm coming across more other what the hell, Spartans. So they're jumping on the back of the mongoose, and we're going off to clear out like an enemy base. And yeah, as I said, I'm only about 3-4 hours in, and that first 2 hours was really like, if this is what this game is, I'm not going to be sticking with this. But the open world section so far, if it's that for say the next 8-9 hours, I'm happy to pick up the controller, blast through an hour of it, clear a base or two. And yeah, it doesn't have the kind of egregious Ubisoft, here's 1,000 icons, go clear it sort of thing yet. Like, there's still time for it to do that if it wants to, but no, so far I'm enjoying my time with it. I don't know if anyone else has got to it yet besides Dave.
Yeah.
Nope.
No, I haven't touched it yet. No.
Yeah, I've been really enjoying it. I think it's a cool. Something I wrote about in my Game of the Year article. Halo's not in there, but is how much this year I've come to savor and appreciate the game you can pick up for half an hour, blast away through a level or two, keep your brain switched off, and there you are. And even the linear sections of Halo are great for that, but yeah, when it opens up and the game reveals what it is, it's actually the perfect short fun session. Like, I was really enjoying the multiplayer beta, the little bits I played. My only problem with it is that I'm horrendously bad at online multiplayer shooters. So I was like, I really want to play more of how this feels to play, but less of the me getting dead within a few seconds part, which I'm not enjoying at all.
Dave, pro tip for that. Turn your console on Christmas morning, and you'll get a bunch of children who are playing the video game for the first time.
I thought you were going to say the Christmas tradition of all the servers being down on every platform, so you could just play offline all day.
I have done this with Splatoon myself, where on Christmas morning, I'll play like an hour of Splatoon because there's a bunch of kids booting up the game for the first time. I'm like, I'm so good at this game. Look at me go.
Yeah, I tried some of the multiplayer, and it immediately threw me into a capture the flag level, and I have no time for capture the flag, so I immediately switched it off. So I think they're making some tweaks to that kind of stuff, because I just want to play some like team deathmatch. I don't want to be. I don't care about the progression system. I don't want to do all the challenges. I just want to play some team deathmatch. Just give me that.